and had a personal meeting, I think.
And we're
Is that what
live.
I'm remembering?
We are live.
Yep.
Okay, and you guys talked about some stuff about, not necessarily an alliance, but why you should trust her and what's going on, why you guys are so special or something. And then, we went and had a naval battle on some boats because the stupid person who flooded the mines ended up actually flooding the arena too.
Oops.
And so that was kind of cool. It was a matter of like killing the people on the boat. It was my Frankenstein's monster version of a skill challenge meets combat, where you'd either try to sink the boat or kill the people on the boat so they couldn't do anything. And it was really chaotic and not put together well on my part.
Sounds
Okay.
exciting. So we're on a boat?
No, that was in the arena, like the arena flooded, and
Oh.
you had a naval battle. Think of, Roman times where they would actually flood the Colosseum.
Yep. Which is
Okay.
insane.
Yeah, kind of cool. So we will start this time, basically where we ended last time, where you guys were escorted back to your much more lavish, and that's saying a lot considering it's not lavish, holding facility over in the blacksmithing house or fortress, whatever you want to call it.
Her video keeps cutting out for me. It's out again.
And the same dwarf who led you
Very
on the
short.
last
Set it right here.
mining expedition
Back.
failure, you've come to learn that his name is Dak, and he says the Queen's handmaiden, or Her Highness, I guess I'll just call her. I don't know her title. She's higher than me. She says she needs you for some sort of work for the Queen. I'm not. This is above my pay grade, so get your potato sacks on. We're going to meet her on the edge of the
Potato sacks.
damn, what are they called? The Enchanter's facility.
I find it interesting because I feel, generally speaking, that growing
And so,
up, sisters get along pretty well.
He unlocks your rather roomy
through
multi-roomed cell and kind of motions you with his head and hand to follow. So the group of you head that way, and then you come up to the, I guess, the Royal Guard, where you see the Queen's advisor waiting for you at the edge of the Enchanter's facility.
Sounds special. You got what?
Hello, Queen's Advisor. Woo!
I'm gonna turn and look at the guard and just nod to him and say, "Thank you, I can take it from here."
He nods and then he wanders off.
Just so I have a head count, there's 4 tonight, right?
I think so.
Me, Arlie, Endis, and Sankis.
Yeah, it's Endis, Sankus, Syl, and Arlen.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I've got the right head number. Yeah.
We have actually a normal sized group for once.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not accustomed to this.
And funny enough, we have one for each role. One person for each role.
Yay!
Man, love it when a plan comes together. Sorry, Cease, go ahead.
It's okay. I'm just trying to run through my notes real quick here. Because I completely didn't even have my character sheet out yet. And didn't even think about it.
I love my brother. He's about as
Good.
polar opposite human being as I
Slacker.
Yeah, I've not been attached to my head this week.
Sounds painful.
You bet. Okay, so where exactly are we? Are we still within the city, or are we on the edge of the city, or whatever? Where are we exactly?
You are still within the city. You can't really be outside of the city, and there is
Right.
no such thing as real growing wood or whatever, and that's why you guys are at the enchanters facility, because they're the people who make things that can't be grown.
Alright, okay. Well, it's good to see that they're at least feeding you guys while you're there. I'm going to reach behind me, and there's several bags and everything, and just kind of toss one to each one of them. In those, you'll find just a pair of pants, so that way you're not going to be as obvious in the places that we're going to be going, and you won't get as many looks, and it'll save you from being hit with vegetables that you may not want to be hit with.
Fruits or vegetables? Mm-hmm. Can we catch the fruits and vegetables and keep them to eat?
They might be rotten.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't. If they're throwing it, they don't want it. So, I would recommend putting the clothes on.
all right.
Sounds like good advice.
At the bottom of your bags, you also find a small bag that'll have like just your lunch in there and everything. I wanted to make sure you guys got a decent meal while we're out running these errands, because we're going to be at this for a bit.
Ooh, what's lunch?
I'm not really sure. I just told the kitchen I needed 5 lunches, so there's a lunch.
Hey, what are you doing? Don't swim away from the light.
Our first stop is going to be right here. We've got to pick up several totes or crates of supplies. The Queen's birthday is very quickly approaching, and unfortunately, she likes a very lavish party, which means a lot of running and a lot of checking off the to-do list. Are you guys going to be willing participants today, or are you going to fight me tooth and toe now?
Well, if we fight you, what does that mean?
It means I summon the guard and I send you back, and you don't get to have a freebie day, for lack of a better term.
I guess I'm going then. Yay! Doggy! Doggy, doggy, doggy!
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a quick moment. I'm going to step into the office right here and let them know that we're here to pick up the crates, and they should bring them out pretty quickly. My character's going to step through the door real quick and speak to a gentleman.
The moment she's out the door, I'm going to look at everybody and say, so if we're getting taken out of here, maybe we should consider taking off at the first available opportunity.
I think that's something to consider. Did you put like peanut butter on your hand or something?
Radix's dog is going ape on his hand.
Well, the Patriots lost today, but my Red Sox are doing just
I don't know if
fine.
Radix's mic is open.
Oh,
I think he only
Yeah.
has vent chat.
well, he reacted when I was like, "Doggy." Maybe it was just convenient timing of something else. That would have been funny.
Are you guys doing anything else, or just not standing around waiting?
I'm eating the rest of my lunch.
I'll give it to you.
Well,
because
early
I
for
stuffed
the
the lunch
lunch.
in my pockets.
Wait, is it lunchtime or?
Probably
No, it's not
not.
lunchtime. Okay, my character comes back out of the room, and so they tell us that the queen ordered several other items outside of just the birthday items, and we have 12 crates that we need to haul.
All right. How big are the crates?
I'm gonna point over to Horo, about up to his waist.
We sounds more like
Hora.
us.
What?
I don't remember how big you are.
He's an elf.
Virgins are like, lower people should
How
learn
tall
to
am
behave.
I?
Exactly what I want.
I am
He would
5'10".
probably take offense to being called an elf.
And yeah, if you said that in character, I would be quite angry.
That's good.
Just kind of humorously the ultimate fuck you.
Okay, so that means they're fairly big then.
Yeah. So, well, there's a plus side to the fact that she ordered extra things. She paid for us to use animals of labor to be able to maneuver these crates. We just have to get them onto the carts to get them over to their destination.
All right.
So if you guys want to
Can I
follow
try and
me,
pick up one of them to
Roll me over this week.
get one of them to where they need to go to see how hard it is?
what, like to get it up onto the wagon or to get it
Yeah.
to? Okay. Well, we're
Just
not
try
even
to
over there
lift
yet.
it up on the wagon.
We have to get to the wagon.
All right, well, fine. Can I just try and pick up one of them? See how heavy it is?
Sure.
Yay! I'm gonna go try and pick one up.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you know the crates are right around the corner, right there. They're stacked very nicely in that alley, and they said the wagons will be here very shortly. We just have a little bit of a wait.
Now that's probably all I'm going to be ever to see.
While we're waiting,
I'd like it.
strength check, right? To pick up a crate.
That is correct.
All right. 15, 22.
That will succeed. You can pick up the big box.
Awesome. I pick up the big box and put it on my shoulder.
If you didn't feel self-conscious before,
Yeah, it's
And randomly stands
it's not
around with a crate
so
on their
overwhelming
shoulder.
compared to even just your axe and shield together.
I have a feeling that
Did you make?
Were you just going to keep it on your shoulder until the wagon arrived?
Figure
Okay.
I'd just stand there. I'm making a statement.
Okay.
That you're a very good pack animal.
I am strong. Roar.
She is part dog.
Yeah. Wolf, not dog.
I'm assuming there's guards on us at the time, all this time.
me.
There are There are some, not necessarily city guards within iShop, but there are some that do belong to the Enchanters Guild. Right now, they aren't really paying attention to you.
Okay. Well, I'm standing around with a crate on my shoulder. I don't know what you guys are doing.
The wagon is approaching.
Oh,
I'm casing
there
the
it
place.
is.
I'm looking for an opportunity to get the hell out of here.
It's about time those wagons showed up. Sometimes the gentleman at the stables can be a little heavy in the ale, if you know what I mean. Which reminds me, we do have a trip to the brewer we need to make today, too.
Brewer?
Yeah, the queen
That
likes
sounds heavy.
wine. Oh no, it's
Sounds
it's
like
more
a good
placing an
plan.
order. Yeah, it's the best part is there's taste testing involved, so I really don't want to I really don't want to make the same mistake I made last time and get the wrong stuff.
Oh, you should probably test all of it then.
Well, see, that's what I have you guys for.
I have no good taste for wine. I think you need to try it. I don't know.
We'll see when we get there.
All right.
And I start I'm gonna lift their crate up with my telekinetic abilities and place it on the wagon.
All right. I put the one I had on the wagon.
Damn it, I gotta eat him again.
There's still
Gentlemen
several
making all the
more.
ladies do the work.
I'll try to pick up one of the crates.
I'm not. I'm running the fuck away.
I'm doing what a good leader does and sitting back and supervising.
Okay.
Okay, I try to like kick his butt to get him to go over to the crates and help load. Not like, damage him, but just, like a tap on the butt. Be like, go.
She's
I
tapping your
roll a
butt.
15 for my strength check.
Well, kicking it with my foot. But like, I don't want to like hurt him.
That
I'm
will
gonna hop up.
succeed, Senkus.
I want to hop
Okay,
up on the
cool.
wagons and start directing how to place the boxes properly.
So you're gonna slide them around on the wagon?
I'm going to point for where people should put them.
No.
I'm not gonna do any actual work.
Manually.
No. I'm gonna
Hard.
turn and look at Hora. Are you gonna help at all? Or just stand there and look pretty?
Well, while I do that
Pretty.
well, I suppose I can grab a crate.
That would be wonderful.
I rolled a 21 on strength.
That will succeed.
Ooh. Well, I went over to pick up another one and got a 12. So,
Apparently, keeping that box on your shoulder fatigued you a little. It was a little heavier this time. You need a
I don't
second
know why I
chance.
just put these back.
I'll take a breather for a second.
Okay.
I'll grab another box. I rolled a 13.
You are also fatigued from the last one. It's a little heavier this time.
I'm still
Do we
able
have
to
any
put it on the
abilities to
wagon,
make this
right?
easier? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay. I
See
do
my
that then.
allies flagging. I'm going to try and rouse their spirits a little bit.
Okay.
Yay. Do you do that by singing to us, perchance?
No, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to encourage them along. I can
Please
roll
say.
diplomacy if you want me to.
There we
Yeah,
go.
let's
missed
do
that
that.
in chat. You totally missed that in chat.
Haha!
Bullshit. For some. God
Wow.
Yeah, people's mood seems to be lightened at your
Can't believe this
commands,
dog
as if
grew
you're
up.
so naturally in charge. It is just part of your station, and
Don't worry about it. Enough.
they go along with it just fine.
This is one of those moments where it's like, did I really
My second try, I got a 18.
Okay, box is up.
I'll walk it over. When I get over near Endus, I kind of like rub his arm. Yo, hi.
I pick up another one. I rolled a 21. And on my way over to the cart, I kind of elbow Endus.
All right.
I'll pick up a third box, and I rolled a 14.
All right. You struggle a little bit, but you do finally get it up.
How many more boxes are there?
Just a few.
Can I try to pick up 2?
You can try.
Good lord.
Okay.
Is this die fixed? Oh wait, that's a
Ah.
16.
That was a 7.
No, you cannot.
Damn it.
Okay, I'm gonna jump down, I'm gonna go over to a box, and I'm going to try to pick it up, but not really. I'm going to do my absolute damnedest to fake it, and completely fail to pick it up.
Bluff check.
Do we get counter perception checks to tell he's bluffing?
Yes. Oh dear
And
God.
that's a 19.
Yeah, make an insight check
Your
if
perception.
you actually want to.
Insight?
Yes.
Perception.
Is that wisdom?
Yes.
Perception's a 3 for you. Insight's a 10.
What is my wisdom?
You can read his brain.
I got a
You
10.
know he's faking.
You don't. Well, Sankus is the one who notices Endus is bullshit, but no one else really does.
Wow, Sanctus.
I don't really say anything about it, but I roll my eyes at him.
Okay.
Jeez.
So that does work. You get another box up there.
Roll.
I try to pick up another box and get an 8. Apparently 2 boxes is my max.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm apparently too tired to pick up boxes at the moment.
Yeah, we'll say that. There's one more box.
I'll try again. 12?
Endus.
Not quite.
Gosh dang it.
I got another 21.
Okay. The warlord finally gets the last box up there, and they start to wheel it away, and another one pulls up, but it's more of a carriage.
Now we get to ride for a bit.
Yay. I jump in the carriage and lay down.
You mind sitting on a seat there, darling? There's some of us that would like to have a seat as well.
I curl up in a little ball.
Can I ride one of the horses?
Are you sure that they're horses?
I would assume that's what's pulling a carriage.
They're animals of burden. That's not necessarily a horse.
What the hell's pulling the
What do
carriage
they
then?
look like?
They're horses.
So back to my original question, can I ride a horse?
Yeah.
It's my I was gonna say, it's my understanding the stable master doesn't like that, but it's up to you.
I hop on one of the horses.
What's your riding skill?
Well, in that case, let me help you out.
Riding isn't a skill in 4.0.
However old, and older, even if you're 4.
Alright, the
This
door
is-
closes
this advice-
behind
this
you
advice
with,
will help
4 of
out
you
in your
inside, and then
time in life.
the Eladrin outside on the horse with the confused driver.
Is he always like that?
Don't really know him, so. meh.
How do you guys not really know each other?
Like a year older than I am.
How much time has passed in the game?
We'll say about a month.
Really? Oh, I didn't think it was that much time. Well, I just met him a month ago, so.
Right, but you guys have, from what I've heard, have been in, like, the whole team has been inseparable for the past, I don't know, how long you guys, since you guys were captured.
We've been inseparable because they lock us into the same cages at night.
Pretty much.
Oh, so they neglected to give that information. So you guys haven't taken it to get to know each other?
We know how each
Alice?
other fight.
Allies can be a very beneficial thing in that arena. The more you know about the person you're fighting next to, the better.
Yeah, knowing how they fight is important.
Knowing their fears, their weaknesses, you'd never know what the slightest thing can be as a benefit and what can be a hindrance. I pull a little scroll out of my pocket and check off a couple things. Looks like our next stop's to the baker. Something about rolls and I don't know what this last thing is. I have to double check. I think she meant cake, but I'm not. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the queen lately. We'll see what the baker says.
Has she been erratic lately?
She's not been herself.
Are you sure she is herself?
That's a good question. I think that's a question
Okay.
that should be answered at another time. The baker should be right around this corner here, so I don't want to get us into too deep of a conversation yet, where prying ears want to know more than they should.
Okay, well, if my pack leader was somebody that was not themselves, I'd want to know right away, personally. But, okay. You're in
Agree with you
control.
on that. No. Not as much as we'd like to think I am.
Alright, it's at this time that you do arrive at your location.
Oh, can you smell this? Can you smell that? Oh, I love this place. Swing the carriage door open and climb out.
Is this the cake place?
The baker.
Ah, cake place. I can taste cakes.
I dismount and rejoin everyone.
Did you enjoy your ride?
I did. It's been a while since I've been on horseback.
You're familiar with horses.
I'm a captain in the military. Of course I'm familiar with horses.
You were.
This is not
You're a
knowledge
slave
that we were
now.
given.
I just kind of shoot a glare over to the wolf woman.
Well, the baker has offered to make us some tasty treats to see which one the queen might like. Any of you be willing to be a taste tester
Yes.
for me?
I think we both agree that our relationship is much better now.
Come on, let's head inside and see what the baker has for us.
Giving us advice is probably not really all that useful in this particular unit.
Alright, you come into the baker and it's not actually what you would expect. You can tell that it used to be a tavern, and behind the bar is actually basically where they serve. And before you have 7 cakes that are sliced, and I mean, you can go and check them out if you want, and then I'll explain more flavors if you want.
Occupation of being student.
So there's basically rows of cakes.
That is correct.
Alright. Well, I go up and give him a sniff.
Oh, my head itches. By the way, hon,
You what? Sorry.
I
every
go
time
up
you
to them
do
and
the
give them a sniff.
thinking tap with your
Oh,
pencil,
okay.
it comes through your mic.
I'm almost done with this one, then.
And the baker, his name is, we'll call him Lawrence. Lawrence gives you a really strange look and kind of shoos you away from his cakes. He said, no. These are not for people of your kind.
Kind. What?
Your stature.
Oh.
Oh, no, Lawrence, Baker Lawrence, it's totally okay. They're working with me today.
He gives you a kind of a confused look, but he kind of shrugs and grabs a couple of plates from underneath of the bar, and like little clay like bowls almost, and starts making small slices in each of the cakes one at a time.
I watch
This,
him anxiously.
This first one is a lemon cake, as he passes them around.
Who does he
He's
pass
passing the
to
plates around.
first?
What's that?
Who does he pass to first?
You, and he just expects you. You're kind of up in front, so he expects you to pass them about.
How big was the slice of cake?
Not exactly large.
You're gonna eat the whole thing.
Okay, so does he say anything about passing it around, or does he just hand me the bowl of the cake?
The latter.
Alright, so he hands it to me, and I take the piece of cake and stuff it in my mouth and go, "Oh."
His jaw kind of just drops a little. He's as if he was appalled at such manners, and he's never seen anything like it before.
My character's literally chuckling at this point.
And they're gonna go like, what's wrong with your face?
Ugh. He kind of rolls his eyes and as if he was offended, and kind of looks at the Queen's advisor as giving the "please, you can't be serious" kind of look.
I walk over to the baker. Lawrence, darling, you have to understand. The last Queen's Tasters got put to death. We don't have a choice.
I would have stepped forward, and the next cake, not the lemon cake that he's cutting, but the next one, I'm just going to grab a handful and jam it in my mouth.
That one is a hazelnut cake. And he says, Well, if the last tasters were just like this group, I can understand why they were put to death.
Oh. The last tasters were put to death for trying to poison the queen, so I think this might be acceptable.
I'm going to stare at him for a second with my mouth bulging with the cake I've shoved in it, and I'm just going to slowly lean over and just ooze it out of my mouth onto the floor, and just look at him and say, hazelnut is for peasants.
Have you noticed, you know, your position you're in, peasant?
I didn't say I wouldn't eat it. We're not tasting this crap for us, are we?
It's true. What's the third one there?
This is a berry cake.
Okay, I grab a handful of that and I was like, this was a good idea. Stuff it in my face. Like berries. Do you have meat cake? That would be great.
I'm not quite, not quite sure where you're from, but, that's really not a thing for a dessert.
It should be a thing.
Well, it's not exactly the room for a baker. That is something bakers don't do.
But
By
just
the way,
think if you were
if
the
that turns
first
on, you
one
get
to
too
do
cool, I
it,
turn the
everybody
fan
would
off.
be amazed. They would love
Figured
you.
since it's on less often, we don't need that.
Well, there is minced meat pie, but that's, again, not a baker thing.
It's a pie made of meat. Sounds
Yeah,
like it's a dessert to
pies are
me.
different than cakes, by the way.
Yes. Alright, he starts, yes?
Lawrence, I am so sorry, but you have to admit, this does lighten the day.
Maybe for you. Okay.
I hear the queen is making your purse rather heavy for this whole event, so I think today you could lighten up.
That's sort of why I haven't asked anyone to leave yet, yes.
From the back of the group, you just hear, pie's better than cake!
What?
I'm gonna grab another handful of that hazelnut cake and cram it in my mouth and eat it.
I go up to the
Oh,
fourth
Lord,
one
now
to
it's
grab
cutting
a
your
piece of
video
that
out,
and I'm
too.
like, what's this?
Oh my god, now Radix's video went out. What the
That doesn't taste, I mean, like anything special to you. It's,
Ooh, I hate you.
actually just sort of bland. It's just kind of like a cake. It's
I don't know what to
nothing
do.
special to it.
Oh, no.
This one's boring.
Okay, he,
Internet connection is
kind of
optimal.
heads you guys off at the pass, and he starts cutting the next one, and this next one is very, very dark in color, and hands it to you.
It's really dark.
Yes, the hue, the color, the pigment.
So it's like no black.
Yeah, Radix is back.
It is like a darker orange, yes.
You're back.
Okay.
He handed it to me.
Yes.
And Riley's back.
I turned to Vidar and I'm like, hey, you haven't had any here. And I tossed the bowl at him.
Who'd you toss the ball
I
to?
catch the bowl and eat the cake.
Oh.
Stuff it into my mouth.
The cake, it's actually probably one of the sweeter cakes there. And Lawrence describes how it is a delicacy from one of the mushrooms that is found in the Underdark.
It's a Mushroom pie.
It keeps.
This one's really good.
Really?
Okay. He cuts another slice
Nice.
and puts it in
That was beautiful.
your already used bowl.
God, I love Gil's runs.
I pop it in my mouth.
And cuts into the next cake. It's very light inside. You get a very distinct whiff of vanilla. And kind of just sets it in some extra bowls there, and for anyone to get.
I grab one and eat it. And I tell everybody else it's really good, they should have some.
Alright, and then the last cake is basically just a we'll call it kind of like an apple cake. It isn't as much like a mold of a cake, but more of like a stacked apple pie that happens to be in cake batter.
Decker usually very often plays with us. He's originally from Brooklyn, but actually
That's weird.
Queens, sorry. Physical Queens.
I actually hear that one's the Queen's favorite.
It's the only reason that my pockets aren't fatter than they should be.
I look at her and scratch my head and go, that's the Queen's favorite. What are we doing here?
Well, her guests don't exactly appeal to that one.
Yes, I hear it was one of the traditional dishes from her homeland.
Rumor has it. But sadly, as I pulled out the list that I was looking at again, sadly, that cake's not on the list.
Shame.
Indeed. And I hand him a copy of the list that has all the different orders and stuff that the Queen has for her event.
All right, and he says, when will these be needed to be fulfilled?
I got a lot of friends from New York.
I believe the Queen wanted them by Saturday.
While they're having this conversation, I kind of sidle back over to the lemon one and take another piece.
Okay. That is doable, but I will require
So when most people think New York City,
more help at once the date gets a little bit closer, and I'll inform you of that if necessary.
yeah.
That's not a problem. I'm sure we will be able to find you some help.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Really
Do
good
your
at helping.
friends desire more cake to please go on their
Yeah.
way, not in my shop?
I think if you put some in a plate, I can return the plate to you later, and I can persuade them out the door.
Oh, it's
No, they're kind of basic.
it's fine.
But
They
we're
can
down
hang on to those.
down, right?
I'm just gonna grab another handful of the hazelnut cake and chew on it as I'm leaving.
I mean, Cedric's perfect.
I'm going to work. Please show yourselves the door.
Thank you, Baker Lawrence.
I mean, the only thing is really light.
I stuff my mouth again and go like, thank you, Baker Lawrence.
I start to nudge them out the door.
He is in the back now. You can't see him.
Oh,
New York is just that good.
I am very thankful the approval was given to allow you guys to stay with me, for it has made my afternoon amazingly pleasant. I'm assuming the carriage didn't go anywhere, correct?
That is correct.
Alright.
Oh, I still have a handful of some of the lemon, and I hold it out to her. It's like, you didn't have any. This was really good.
Thank you, darling, but I don't eat sweets.
Actually, to some degree, using Disneyland.
The hazelnut's not that bad either.
Oh yeah, go to the front of the carriage and let the driver know. We're heading to the butcher next. You know, the one over on
Butcher?
Layler Street.
What's our third
Okay.
stop? The candlestick maker?
No, the butcher is our third stop.
No, this was our first stop. If we're going to the
Butcher's
butcher
our
now, that's
second
our
stop.
second stop.
Oh, I'm
Maybe
sorry.
we're going
I
to the
was
third stop
counting-
before the second stop.
I was counting going and, getting the crates as part of the stop. I had done so many things prior to meeting up with you, I completely forgot. Do forgive me. No, our next stop is
Okay, and everyone just kind of piles into the carriage again. Syl, are you getting back on the horse or in the carriage with the rest of the people?
I am back up on the horse.
Yeah, you get back up in that saddle.
That man
And,
likes horses.
You get on your way. He, cracks his little stick, whatever the hell they use for horses that are stick-like whips, to get you guys going to the butcher.
Did any of you guys check to see what was packed for you for lunch?
Nope.
I ate mine already.
Do you remember
Good
what
thing
it
we
was
got
at all?
cake then.
I didn't really pay much attention to what it was.
I just realized there's a note on this list with the Queen's signature. The butcher's supplying us meat for lunch.
Neat. Yay!
I hear he makes the best salted pork ever.
Can this carriage go faster?
Probably not because their horses are carrying a passenger.
I hear yell out the window, "Hey, get off the horse so we can get to the butcher faster."
I yell back, I'm good to full gallop.
Let's go!
Oh.
Alright, the reins are cracked a little bit more, but there isn't really any change whatsoever in the speed.
I think these horses are a bit old. They just don't seem to have the life that they used to.
Really, this is a remarkable moment.
Alright, after some time, you feel the carriage come to a stop.
I jump out and run up to the door and wait patiently but anxiously.
Should I imagine a little puppy waiting, prancing all over the place?
Yes.
Walk up to the door and knock and gently open it up.
Ah, yes, come. I was wondering when you would get here.
There was a few issues with Baker Lawrence. They just didn't go as planned, I think.
Oh, okay.
Is there frosting or anything on anybody's face? Does anybody have frosting or cake or
Yes.
anything on their face? Is it all over your
Oh,
face?
probably.
Yes.
Yeah, most likely.
As you can see, the taste testing took a little longer than was anticipated.
Oh yes. Oh, that's fine. I just had other work to occupy my time.
Oh, when you call attention to our faces, I start licking my hand and trying to wash my face
One of
some.
the things that initially I really enjoyed about California, and then I was really annoyed by California standards, I'm a remarkably uptight
Stay a
human being.
while.
By Boston standards, I am one of the most laid-back human beings.
So, dear Martin, I heard that we have lunch prepared for us today as for our taste testings.
It's not a full lunch, but
Stay.
I do have some various cuts of meat that you are all very welcome to.
Please lead the way. I'm sure we are getting rather hungry from our adventures today.
Yes,
you
eating
come
cake
in-
is hard work.
You come into the door, and it's actually a rather spacious place. In the middle is just this giant open stone hearth with, the flue that goes up through the ceiling, and then there's just spigots all the way around surrounding the hearth or whatever, and he says, "Oh, come," and then he pulls one of the big things of meat off of the first spigot he comes to, and then for such a frail little guy, he kind of picks it up and slams it on the nearest table and
I'm
starts
watching
slicing
him
away.
intently.
Calm yourself, wolf child. This is not something to be rushed.
I am waiting patiently.
And he finally gets a good piece off and just hands you the knife with a huge chunk on it.
I start eating it right off the knife.
How is it?
Tasty. Very, very tasty.
Good.
Martin, is this your salted pork or is this your cured ham?
Indeed.
Ah. The smells in here are absolutely amazing. I have to tell you haven't lost your touch in your old age.
Oh, no. And so he continues going to work, grabs another knife from his pouch, and just starts cutting slices and just kind of flings it off his knife on the nearest table next to it for anyone to grab. Now, tell me again how much of this was necessary for this weekend.
What I understand, the Queen's invited 170 people.
Almost renamed itself Adams Down because of the
I don't know how she
that's fine.
That's fine. You're the first person to say that.
Well, it was many things. But jumping puzzles, literally, people would log into.
Oh yes, the
I
farmers are very
whisper,
the farmers are
while
very
you're
good
having
about
this
keeping us.
conversation, I whisper at her, all of it. Tell them to have all of it.
Popcorn.
Yes, the farmers are very good about keeping my my locker stocked.
I'm glad to hear somebody's making good in these times. Things just don't seem the way that they used to be, you know?
They never are, child. And once he's cut about half of the sucker, he puts it back, spears it back with a spigot, and puts it back near the fire.
Is Lily the only one that's hungry? Are you three gonna eat?
Oh god, I'm fighting with stuff.
I will definitely have some meat. I go grab some.
I'm gonna belch loudly and try and find something I can cram in my mouth.
Like, seriously,
second
guys, you
order.
never know when we'll get this good of food again.
Yes, I said I was fighting with stuff.
Alrighty.
I Told you that comes through your mic.
Martin kind of just starts to ignore you guys and goes back to work. If you need my assistance again, just please holler. But I can't be stopped with my orders.
No, Martin, I totally understand. Our next stop is actually to the brewery. Did you want me to run anything over there while we're headed that way?
Oh, no. I was planning on heading there later this evening anyway, so thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
Oh, did I get rid of it?
I grab one of the stools from the table and have a seat.
Okay.
Really? It's already snowing there? Oh, nice. I was say, Boston sounds like...
So, are we on our way to the brewery, or are we hanging out here for a bit?
We're just gonna take a minute and relax. Those carriage rides are not the greatest. That bumpy road is really doing an issue on my back end.
Okay. Are there any pieces of meat still around that nobody's eaten?
Oh, yeah, he cut up probably a third of a pig.
Alright, I start mowing on another one, and I also at the same time put a piece or two in my pockets.
I pull my list out and I'm checking things off and making notes and everything.
What's a beautiful big deal? Guys, you hit the ceiling right
So,
there?
what do you guys think of the pork that he does? It's pretty good, right?
Yes.
I have no complaints.
All right. After some time, you can kind of hear him rummaging in the back, and then he comes. Oh, I did forget one thing. Actually, dear, if you wouldn't mind, would you go and take this parcel over to the daughter of the brewer, please?
Certainly. It'd be our pleasure.
Oh, thank you. And then he goes and rummages off again.
Is it a big parcel or a small parcel?
Smallish, like a shoebox maybe.
Okay, I'm assuming it's paper wrapped and twine tied.
Yeah.
Okay, I grab it by the twine. If you guys are ready, then we should probably head off to the brewer. He does not like to be kept waiting. Rumor has it he has a very short temper until he gets about 3 kegs in.
Sounds good. To the brewer!
Alright, I usher them outside and back to the carriage. Glare at Hulra to see if he's getting back on the horse or not.
He's back up on the horse.
I give a big sigh and everybody in. Here we go again.
All right, the reins crack and you get on your way.
So here you guys are number 1 in the games.
Well, we haven't lost yet. Yes.
Obviously, you're still breathing.
Exactly.
What I mean is you're the most liked out of all of them by the crowd and by the queen, from what I hear.
So what you're saying is we should become less like she'll let us go?
the interest she has in you is rather unhealthy, if you know what I mean.
No.
The crowd likes you, but I think she feints likeness just to make the crowd happy.
Stop with the pencil.
I kind of look over at Endis and Vidaire. I'm like, oh, why?
After a bit of time, you hit this great big bump, and then you just hear this huge commotion outside, and it stops. The carriage stops.
Were there any screams in the commotion?
Yeah, there's all sorts of screaming, loud yelling, breaking glass and other stuff.
Did we run over a peasant?
You tell me what you see. I mean, you're
He's
outside
on the
of
horse.
Okay, well, you still can see that you are at the brewery, and you did indeed run over a drunk guy who got thrown out of a window.
I take a big whiff through my nose and go, oh, I know where we're at. We better move and tread lightly. I start to exit the carriage.
Yay, I do too.
I look down at the drunk guy. Is he like moving at all?
Yeah, he's fine. His leg is destroyed. Yeah, he didn't really notice.
Well,
He's passed out drunk.
Well, if you guys will follow me around to the back entrance where we will miss the drunken brawls from all the miners and everything, we should be able to get this taste testing underway.
Is there a current bar fight, or was that just one guy?
Yeah, it was just the one guy.
Crap, I wanted to punch someone.
You're punching and fisticuffs will have to wait.
I escort them around to the back entrance.
You come to the back and you see this really young girl, dwarf lady, I guess, who is hauling kegs out of the back of a cart. She notices you, and she says, "Oh, Chef Kira, yeah, I was expecting you guys."
Hi, it's a good thing I saw you. We have a package for you. I reach in my
Package
I
from
reach in
me?
my robe. And, go ahead.
Package for me from who?
Well, from what I understand, it's from Martin.
Oh, yes, okay, thank you. Were you guys being expected, or?
Your father was supposed to have a taste testing set up for us. I'm guessing
okay,
he's...
then. Yeah.
I'm guessing he's due to the wind.
No, it's been, pretty wild, as you guys can tell. Come in, though. We'll see if I can find him.
Okay. I follow her into whatever back room that she's leading us into.
Yeah, it's, basically, this is what comes down to an old hotel that was, a lot of the rooms were hollowed out and gutted. And, right now you're just in a storeroom, one of their many places where they kept all of their, empty kegs or whatever. And, there is basically this big table that he has several flagons set out and smaller kegs sitting next to them that have different sized daggers stuck into the top so you can tell which one is which. And then you see this big brawny dwarf come charging through the door, and just he has a clay flagon in one hand. He drains it and then smashes it on the floor. It's like, ah, yes, here we go.
I'm assuming everything's prepared for us.
Ah, yes. Let's move this along. As you can see, I'm quite a bit busy.
I understand. It sounds a bit hectic out there.
Typical week.
Right. Your week, not mine.
So let's go down the line. Are these your tasters?
They are. And I hear one of them is, well, let's just say he was found pretty heavily intoxicated.
My kind of man. Which one? Is it the, no, it can't be the little frail little guy over there with the ponytail.
I just kind of chuckle.
No. Okay, let's get going. And he takes dagger number 1 out of the first little cask, and he says, "Now this one, we actually call this the holy water of Moradin," and he pours them into small glasses for everyone, and it is almost motor oil. It is the thickest stout you can imagine, and then he just pushes them at the edge of the table for people to take.
I pick up one and take a dainty little sip of it.
I'm gonna grab mine and just slam it back.
Alice in Wonderland, little thing?
What?
Okay,
Oh.
Things all over the place.
he's yes. I had a feeling it might have been with you.
Is this ale or wine?
You were the one that was found. You and I. It would be so nice if you could just come and visit with us more often, but I've been told of your situation, and maybe another day.
I might arrange for him to come and work for you for a day if you really need him. And I kind of wink at him a couple times and chuckle.
Alright, and he again fills up all the glasses that people had taken, and that left a little bit left, and so he kind of takes a huge swig of the last of the cask and just kind of drops it on the floor. It's like, moving on. This is gonna be a quick day for everyone. And he kind of breaks open the next cask, and it comes out very, very light. Is it this? I was a little ashamed that I had to make this, but I hear the queen is a little dainty and very fond of her sweet things, so he pours it, and it is very, very light in color, and it's very, very fizzy, almost champagne-like, and pushes the glasses towards the end of the table.
This time when I take a sip, I go, oh, and then I go to hand it to assistant lady and be like, this one's really good, you should try it.
I'm gonna take a cautious sniff and then slam the thing back.
He instantly refills your glass.
Slam that one back.
He gives a big hearty roar of laughter.
I step up and do proper wine tasting etiquette with the taking in the aroma and then the little sip and getting all the notes of it.
He kind of raises an
Notes.
eyebrow
It's
at you.
not music.
I take the glass from Lily. Thank you, darling. And I do pretty much what Horace just did. And I look at Flanagan. I'm like, is this the melody wine?
Indeed.
I've heard amazing things happen with this wine.
You put music in wine? How do you do that? That doesn't
Dwarven
make
secret.
sense. I look very concerned at both of you, like you're talking insanity.
There's a little magic in everything, even brewing, child.
As he moves on, I'm going to continue to hold the glass and just swirl what's in there and slowly sip at the wine in it.
Okay, he, moving things along, he breaks open the next couple flasks and gives them to people to taste, and he kind of just stops handing glasses to Endis, or Z. He just gives him a proper flagon, because, you know, drunk and stuff.
I'll just keep slamming back whatever he puts in front of me.
Okay.
Each wine I get, I do the same thing with, but I'll snub any ale that he puts in front of me.
Alright.
I'll just drink whatever gets put in front of me, and I'm not making any special effort to taste it, but I'm not chugging it either.
Okay.
I'll keep taking sips and handing it to assistant lady.
At this point,
Assistant
he
lady.
looks to Chef Kira and says, now, what was the order that was needed again? I can hardly keep track with all the business.
I can believe it. Something about like 12. Was it 12? I think it was 12 casks of the wine, and she said 42 of your best ale.
Alright. When do you need it?
Saturday.
Oh,
Assistance, I'm sure.
no, it's, well, I'll see what I can, grab from the enchanters to help move the, brewing process along. Moradin's holy water, that, that isn't something you can take on demand. That's several months process.
I'll drop a good word in at the Enchanters Guild, so that way they
Okay.
are more willing to work with you.
Alright, now, there's, you can have what's left over, but if you don't mind, I have to get back to the day's events.
No, I totally understand. Thank you for taking the time to do this.
He, gives you, you know, a nod and then goes back to the front.
I figured I'd save the last stop, or the best stop for last, unless you guys disagree.
There's something better than getting drunk and cake?
I figured I'd save the brewer for the last stop.
Oh, that makes sense. If we had
Well,
done
if
it
it's the
first,
last
then
stop.
Endis wouldn't have made it here.
Or he may not have left.
I've had better wine.
He's not an elven brewer.
Elvin. Woman, you better watch your mouth. No, I'm Eladrin.
Alright, the, back door
we don't like
opens
being referred
and
to as
you
elves at
see
all.
Dak again, the dwarf who
That's
is
highly offensive.
the guy from the blacksmithing guild. And he says, "Are you gonna keep them all day? I had things for them to do."
We're just finishing up.
Okay. At this point, he kind of ushers the drunk guys out of the room, and kind of leads them on their way. He said, well, since you were part of the group that caused the big flood in our mine, we have to go find a new vein to get our metals out of. So I hope you enjoyed the pleasantries, because this next part probably won't be pleasant. And frankly, I don't want to be here, but I was part of the failure, so I have to be part of the solution. Okay, so after, however long it takes to walk you guys back to the blacksmithing location, he takes you back down the way you went to go to the mines the last time. And it's at this point, oh man, yeah. I even made a map for tonight.
Ooh.
Special.
Fancy.
I would think F11 or F12.
Oh, yeah, fancy. Schmancy.
Way to
And
go.
so you're going down the cave walkway that is starting as you go along to get less and less refined and formed by architecture, and just more of a natural opening.
I think it's lunchtime now.
From what I have heard from the Queen's advisor, you're pretty much set for fun.
What is breakfast?
Get knocked down on the tag.
And then you kind of come to a T in the cave and said, we'll go this way, and he ushers you guys right, since the left pathway was what took you to the previous vein that is now flooded.
So wait, he's heading us towards what's flooded?
No, that was the left side was what was flooded. He's taking you to the right.
Okay.
Sorry, one sec.
Is he the only one around besides us?
There are 2 other guards.
Okay.
And you are walking for quite a bit of time down this other right hallway, and you come to another opening, and you can either go straight, you can go left, or you can kind of it's kind of like a double back, like you would have to turn like 280 degrees to go to your left to get to the other hallway. Which are you guys gonna choose?
Middle.
What is that? Didn't tell me anything.
That's just what she says.
There's no middle. Do you mean the middle option, like go left?
Oh, jeez.
Anyone?
I was gonna say, I'm kind of looking at the other guys going, eh?
I like left.
Like the just straight left, or the one that really kind of doubles back?
Wait, so what are we looking for or trying to find?
We're looking for more ore. The double back one might take us back towards where the other vein was.
Can I roll Dungeoneering to give some advice?
Yes. Okay, yeah, you see that or you can kind of gauge by elevation and stuff that where you are now, that the one going the middle left or whatever, the incline is incredibly steep, further and further down into the Underdark. The one that doubles back, you can kind of see that it curves almost immediately to the right, the opposite direction of, the flood. And the one that goes straight, you can tell that the left wall kind of drops off for a bit to be cliff-like.
I repeat that stuff to the party.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go straight.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
We probably don't want to go into the Underdark.
There might be things that would kill them for us in the Underdark.
All right. Just to clarify, you guys do have some armor on, so that aren't gonna be just pure meat shields, but you don't have weapons on you. But the other guys have some. So moving on, you go straight through, and as you described, you start hearing this really, really windy noise, and you see a slight veer left, and you can tell that it is just kind of a drop off,
Sweet.
and the veer right just kind of curves more in the opposite direction.
How far away is the drop off?
It's not exactly far from the veer, the 10-15 feet, but you would have, if you venture over to it, you aren't sure how deep the cliff goes, but you can tell that the wind is pretty raging over by that cliff.
Can I attack the guards?
You would effectively just have to grapple them. That's the only thing you can do.
No, I mean cast a spell on them, obviously, and I'm not going to grapple them.
You can try.
Alright. Am I rolling initiative for this, or do I just get to go ahead and...
You can go ahead. Which one are you going for? The one in front of you or the two behind you? Because all of you are effectively surrounded.
Yeah, I know. One sec. I'm gonna hit them all with thunder. One sec, let me roll the attack.
Yeah, this could go really bad.
What is that against?
It's versus fortitude.
That does not succeed against any of them.
Well, that's not excellent.
Yeah.
Considerably less than excited.
One of the guards behind you,
Oh, come on, you stupid... I'm really hating
swings his
Uvo.
gauntlet at your head, and he, I'm assuming a 29 will hit your AC.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he punches you in the head and knocks you prone.
Okay.
Says, "Well, I will be having none of that. You quit that magic-y crap."
Magic-y crap.
Magic crap.
And then he kind of kicks you and says, "Get up. We're not done yet." And they kind of take you away from the cliff and to the other direction. Hold on. It was as you're walking, the head guy Dak, he starts, feeling the wall for veins and stuff like that. Says, this this whole debacle got me wondering about some of the tales of lore, the lore of ages, where the cities that were now forgotten were actually taken through the Life Spring and still exist. And I'm actually a little curious where these rivers go, and these veins may take us right to that. As you go along, you get to a large chamber. You can see that there is one other path on the southwest part of the chamber. It's pretty large. I would venture to say that it's 100 by 100, and yeah, you can't even see the ceiling. And all of them kind of start looking around at the walls for veins. What do you guys do during this time? Anyone?
Apparently we stand around and are silent.
Okay. Alright, I guess you guys are just gonna stand there. They don't find anything here, but go ahead and everyone make a perception check for me.
Ooh, I can do those.
I think I found a rock.
27 for me. Good job.
Wait, who had the other roll? Arle, what was yours?
27.
Alright, you and Sanctus hear what sounds kind of like chanting coming down from the other hallway. Not the one you just came from, but the other hallway.
Oh, I think we should walk quietly down that hallway and see what's there.
I
I'm
agree.
drunk
It
as
sounds
hell.
like
Woo.
Yeah. Alright, we're gonna start creeping down the hallway.
Okay.
What?
Nobody stops me? Is anybody coming with me?
Yeah, basically, the guys
I'm going with
are...
you.
Yeah, the guards are coming with you as well, and you head down there. And after what seems like forever, but it was only probably 20 minutes,
Sended crafting, absolutely fascinating.
you
Well, I
come
rolled a
into
9.
another antechamber.
I just
and it is
Read your
significantly
That's why I rolled
larger
a
than
nine.
the one you were just at, and the majority of it is kind of like a
So shiny.
a lake and underground pool or whatever, and on the middle of that there's a smallish island. I mean, I'd say it's probably 40 by 40, and there looks to be kind of like an archway there, and I guess kind of imagine if any of you have seen like Stargate,
Don't let
something
him
like
do
that.
If he puts my computer to sleep, I'm gonna be a little bit
And-
pissed.
In front of that, there is an altar, and there's some sort of body on there, and there are some drow chanting at the body.
Friends.
And
Can I roll Arcana or Religion to tell what the hell they're doing?
Yeah, it would be either one is fine.
Okay.
While he's trying that, I'm going to try and drunk whisper, I don't think they're doing anything good. Probably comes out way faster than I mean to. Or way louder, I mean.
Okay, yeah, you see it to be your atypical sacrifice to please a
I
deity,
guess I don't need to roll if we figured that out.
but you can't tell which one. Though, I mean, I guess you could make an assumption based off of drow, but you can't know for sure.
Looks like they're sacrificing
um,
somebody.
Okay, one of them notices you guys, and Dak, he's kind of like a, oh shit, kind of, let's you two go and warn people that we have drow in our caves. And one of the guards drops the bag of arms to arm you guys, and says, let's handle this. So the two guards leave. It is you guys and the Dak guy, and
And now I think our cards come
at
into
this
play.
point we are going to the grid.
Oh, the shoot. I
Grid.
forget, what did I pick for surprise attack, but I don't have a card for that. Can you stop that, please?
Sure. I like to.
Yeah, I don't have a card for that, damn it. Character builder.
Try it on the chart.
Ow.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, we're setting stuff up.
Oh. That's nice. Your mic's open.
Whoops. Not that far.
I've got to remember to use that.
Okay.
Really?
You know the big leap where you fall? I jumped and I was trying to be cute and get into the platform beyond the chest, and I fell right between the two.
I was gonna say you can choose to run away, but just whatever you want to do.